Skylar Diggins, folks. Skylar Diggins. That's a hell of a player. Officially signed Chicago Sky. Just finalized a few minutes ago. Rickea Jackson. Welcome to Chicago.
The Chicago Sky just made a statement, and that statement is brutal. Skylar Diggins-Smith, one of the league's premier guards, just officially signed with Chicago. Rickea Jackson, a proven scorer, welcomed to the roster. And here's the kicker. Courtney Vandersloot, the legend herself, is coming back home. All of this happening within hours of each other. All of this happening after Angel Reese got traded to Los Angeles. Coincidence? Not even close.
That? Her running her mouth about age and all this, that, and the other? Chicago Sky, as of a few minutes ago, re-signed Courtney Vandersloot. The legend is back. It is hilarious. This is hilarious.
Look at that reaction. Her running her mouth about age. That's a direct reference to comments Angel Reese made about veteran players during her rookie season. And now Chicago just brought back Courtney Vandersloot, a 35-year-old point guard who won championships with this franchise. The message couldn't be clearer. The Sky are rebuilding, and they're doing it with players who actually want to be there. Players who didn't create locker room tension. Players who understand what winning culture looks like.
I gotta tell you, no more toxicity, and we bring back beloved players. Wait, her, Rickea, maybe Skylar Diggins, you got her. Okay, I'm over losing Angel. Oh, her and Skylar and Rickea, we might be okay. This is good.
Azura Stevens brought her cat to Chicago. Think about that detail for a second. When a player moves their pet across the country, that's not a one-year rental situation. That's commitment. That's someone who believes in where this organization is headed. J.C. Sheldon providing depth off the bench. Elizabeth Williams re-signed. Rachel Banham back in the fold. This isn't just filling roster spots. This is building something sustainable. The Sky finished 13-27 last season. They were one of the worst teams in the league. And yet suddenly, with Angel Reese gone, established veterans are lining up to join this roster.
Now that Angel is gone, the players want to go there. Getting ugly. It's getting ugly. It's getting late early, as they say. I told you, they got rid of the disease. Angel Reese, now Chicago, moving in the right direction.
No more toxicity, and we bring back beloved players. That comment right there captures everything. The fan base is celebrating, not because they hate Angel Reese as a person, but because they watched what happened in that locker room all season. The Sky organization made a choice. We're not building around drama, we're building around basketball. And players around the league noticed. Skylar Diggins-Smith had options. She's a six-time All-Star who could have signed with multiple contenders. She chose Chicago. Rickea Jackson, coming off a solid season in Seattle, chose Chicago. These aren't players desperate for minutes. These are established professionals selecting their destination.
Yeah, I got a potential starting lineup right here. I can read to you. Skylar Diggins, Camila Cardoso, Rickea Jackson, Courtney Vandersloot, and Azura Stevens. Azura Stevens. J.C. Sheldon in the house. By the way, not the only signings. Let me just hold on a second.
Here's your potential starting five. Skylar Diggins-Smith running the point, Camila Cardoso anchoring the paint, Rickea Jackson on the wing, Courtney Vandersloot bringing championship experience, and Azura Stevens providing versatility. That's a playoff caliber lineup in the Eastern Conference. That's a team that could legitimately double last season's win total. And the timing of these announcements matters. The Sky didn't drip these signings out over weeks. They dropped them all at once, creating maximum impact. This was coordinated. This was planned. This was management saying, watch what happens when we remove the problem.
This is hilarious. They traded away Angel Reese and then said, we're going in. We're going in. Right here, right now. Had to get her off the team to get these players to come here. Tell me what you think, black and white sports supporters. Yikes.
Had to get her off the team to get these players to come here. That's the part nobody wants to say out loud in mainstream coverage, but it's the reality. Professional athletes talk to each other. They know which locker rooms are functional and which ones are disasters. When a rookie comes in with massive hype, struggles to convert that into team success, and creates friction with veterans, word spreads fast. The Sky tried to make it work. They gave Angel Reese 32 minutes per game, they featured her in their offense, they dealt with the media circus that followed her everywhere, and they won 13 games. 13! In a league where making the playoffs requires winning at least 20. Now let's talk about what this means for the broader WNBA landscape, because these signings reveal something important about how franchise building actually works in this league. Chicago made a calculation. They looked at their options and decided that trading Angel Reese, a player with enormous social media following and mainstream recognition, was worth it if it meant building a functional basketball team. That's not a decision organizations make lightly. The Sky are owned by a group that understands marketing value. They know what Reese brings in terms of attention and merchandise sales, but they also know something else. Attention doesn't win championships. Chemistry does. Veteran leadership does. Players who can execute game plans and accept coaching do. And apparently, based on everything we're seeing with these signings, Angel Reese wasn't providing that. Think about Courtney Vandersloot's return specifically. She left Chicago after the 2022 season, spent time in New York, and now she's coming back. Why? Because something changed. The environment she left isn't the environment she's returning to. The Sky can now offer her what she needs, a stable situation where basketball comes first. Skylar Diggins-Smith's decision is even more revealing. She's at a stage in her career where she's chasing championships and legacy moments. She's not signing with Chicago for a rebuild year. She sees something here, a core group of professionals, a coaching staff that's been given a clean slate, and an organization that just demonstrated it will make tough decisions to win. The Rickea Jackson signing adds another dimension. She's a young player who could have stayed in Seattle's system or explored other options. Instead, she's betting on Chicago's new direction. That tells you the reputation around the league isn't Chicago is a mess anymore. It's Chicago cleaned house, and now they're serious. Here's what makes this particularly significant for the Sky's playoff chances. The Eastern Conference isn't stacked top to bottom like the West. New York, Connecticut, and Indiana are clear contenders. Atlanta has pieces. Washington is rebuilding. That leaves Chicago competing with teams like Atlanta and potentially Washington for that final playoff spot. With this roster, they're absolutely in that conversation. Camila Cardoso gives them a legitimate post presence they lacked last season. At 6'7", she can alter shots, rebound, and provide an interior scoring option. Pair her with Azura Stevens' floor spacing ability, and you've got a front court that can play multiple styles. Add Skylar Diggins-Smith's ability to run pick and roll and create for others, and suddenly Chicago has offensive versatility. The defensive potential is there too. Rickea Jackson is a solid perimeter defender. Stevens can switch across positions. Cardoso protects the rim. If Courtney Vandersloot still has her court vision and defensive instincts, this team could be legitimately tough to score against. But here's the real question nobody's asking yet. What does this say about how the WNBA evaluates young talent versus established veterans? The league has been pushing hard to market its young stars. Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Cameron Brink. That's smart business. Young stars drive social media engagement and bring in new fans. Except Chicago just demonstrated that there's a limit to how much dysfunction an organization will tolerate, even from a marketable young player. They essentially said, we'll take less Instagram followers if it means more wins. That's a significant statement in today's sports landscape, where social media metrics often drive decision-making. And look at the players they're bringing in, veterans with proven track records. Skylar Diggins-Smith is 34 years old. Courtney Vandersloot is 35. In a league that's increasingly youth-focused, Chicago is betting on experience and professionalism. They're betting that winning culture matters more than highlight reels. The Los Angeles Sparks, meanwhile, just inherited whatever situation Angel Reese brings with her. They've got a young core with Cameron Brink, and now they're adding Reese to that mix. Either the Sparks have a plan to manage the dynamics that Chicago couldn't, or they're betting that a change of scenery solves the problem. We'll find out soon enough. What's fascinating is how quickly this all came together for Chicago. These signings didn't happen by accident. The Sky's front office clearly had relationships established with these players, waiting for the right moment. The moment Angel Reese got traded, they activated those conversations. Within days, they've completely reshaped their roster. So here's what we're watching for this season. Can Chicago actually make the playoffs with this veteran-heavy roster? Can they prove that experience and chemistry beat youth and hype? And on the flip side, can Los Angeles make the Reese-Brink pairing work, where Chicago couldn't build around Reese alone? The Sky are betting they can win 20-plus games this season. They're betting that Skylar Diggins-Smith still has all-star level production in her. They're betting that Courtney Vandersloot's leadership and playmaking translates even at 35. They're betting that removing one toxic element unlocks potential across the entire roster. And based on how players around the league are responding, choosing Chicago as their destination, bringing their pets, re-signing when they could have explored other options, that bet might just pay off. The dynasty starts after you, not with you. Chicago Sky to Angel Reese. And now they're backing up that message with serious talent acquisition. The question for you, is Chicago about to become the surprise playoff team of 2025, or did they just mortgage their future by choosing veterans over youth? Because one way or another, we're about to find out if addition by subtraction is real, or if it's just something fans tell themselves to feel better about losing a high-profile player. Drop your prediction in the comments.